Brittney Griner, who was imprisoned in Russia in a man's prison.
Brittney Griner is under fire for extremely aggressive behavior portrayed toward Caitlin Clark, the rookie from last year, the one that has everybody's focus in the WNBA. And this incident has, of course, gone viral online, but also sparked up some other skeletons in Brittney's closet that she probably...
Brittney Griner is in full panic mode after shocking medical details emerged following her altercation with Caitlin Clark. The doctor's revelations have sent shockwaves through the WNBA and beyond, exposing information that completely changes what everyone thought they knew about the incident. The league is in chaos, Griner remains silent, and the truth is finally being revealed.
Clark. Now, Brittney Griner literally is the woke trifecta in sports. She is black, she is gay, and she is a woman.
The real shock isn't just what doctors have revealed about Brittney Griner. It's the WNBA's total silence surrounding those medical findings. The league has been thrown into complete turmoil, and Griner is in full panic mode for reasons far deeper than her racist attack on Caitlin Clark. Medical experts have come forward with revelations so explosive they make Griner's "trash white girl" comments seem childish in comparison. Now, the silence from both Griner and the league office isn't just suspicious. It's starting to look downright incriminating.
Point though, I think it is important. If the inverse had been said by a white person, just imagine the outrage that would be taking place right now. There is just so much hypocrisy in every institution, but particularly the WNBA, who are very fond of virtue signaling. But even when it comes to Brittney's exchange for like the Merchant of Death, which is insane, by the way. But had that been just like a straight white girl, my guess is that straight white girl would probably still be...
Let's start with what actually unfolded during that now infamous game. Brittney Griner elbowed Caitlin Clark in what appeared to be a deliberate assault, then was caught on camera clearly mouthing "trash white girl" as she walked off the court. The footage left no room for doubt. Multiple experts confirmed the lip reading, and the racist intent was undeniable. But then the story took an unexpected turn. Medical professionals analyzing the same footage didn't just focus on Griner's words. They began examining her physical condition and behavior. What they discovered has sent shockwaves through the sports medicine community and raised serious questions the WNBA seems desperate to avoid. These aren't conspiracy theories or baseless rumors. These are trained professionals identifying discrepancies that demand a thorough investigation.
But apparently, Brittney Griner is, in fact, a man. And one of the videos that give us cause to say that is this video. It is from her Instagram stories from years and years ago. It says on here 109 weeks ago, and I believe this was screenshotted and posted a year ago. So quite a while. Let's go ahead and watch this, and we'll talk about what we think after.
Flag you, Brittney. Let me see something real quick. Rick, thank you. Get the hell out of here, yo. Yo. Jab stepping, it's a brick. Swing and a miss.
The first major red flag came when medical experts began reviewing Brittney Griner's condition after the altercation. Specialists in sports medicine analyzed her performance data, recovery patterns, and previous injuries. And what they found raised serious questions about the WNBA's transparency regarding player health and safety. Reports suggest inconsistencies in how medical evaluations were handled, sparking debate about whether the league is withholding information from the public. The findings have triggered intense scrutiny, and both Griner and league officials are now facing mounting pressure to respond to the growing controversy.
And is to say that this person is not a female. Firstly, because this was actually posted to Brittney's personal Instagram. And when it comes to Instagram, they use a combination of like AI detection and plus manual surveyors, but specifically the AI detection to make sure that no explicit content ends up on the platform. So clearly whatever AI detection system was used when Brittney posted this and it stayed up for 106 weeks was not like, oh, this is a bare female chess, we have to take this down. It obviously assumed that Brittney was male and therefore being topless on the platform was totally fine. It did not.
The panic surrounding Brittney Griner right now isn't just about her controversial comments. It's about what the recent medical reports might expose about the WNBA itself. Doctors' findings have sparked a wave of speculation, suggesting there could be major gaps in how the league handles athlete health evaluations and transparency. Behind closed doors, insiders are reportedly scrambling to contain the fallout, as fans and analysts demand answers. The silence from both Griner and WNBA officials is fueling even more suspicion, turning this into one of the most explosive stories the league has faced in years.
WNBA's Brittney Griner is, in fact, a man. And where a lot of this actually surfaced from, and I mean, you guys could probably say, like, yo, isn't it obvious? Like, her voice, you know, there's a lot of things that you can kind of look towards. However, this video actually resurfaced. It's an Instagram story from, I believe it says 109 weeks ago. I can't see from here, but over 2 years ago, that this video was recorded and it was recently leaked on Twitter. So Kelly, if we can go ahead and play this video, please, and then we'll have a discussion.
Bye, you, Brittney. Let me see something real quick. Rick, thank you. Get the fuck.
Damn.
The system's failure to flag the content wasn't just a simple glitch. It exposed serious flaws in the WNBA's automated review process. Experts say these AI systems, designed to detect and regulate sensitive material, may have overlooked critical data, raising questions about the league's technology and transparency. Analysts argue that if the system can't accurately assess player-related content, it could undermine the credibility of other league monitoring tools. Now, with medical reports and performance data under renewed scrutiny, concerns are mounting about fairness, oversight, and what else might have slipped through the cracks. The psychological analysis is equally alarming. Experts reviewing footage of Brittney Griner's altercation with Caitlin Clark point to patterns of aggression and emotional volatility that suggest deeper issues beyond competitive frustration. The deliberate nature of the incident and the inflammatory language have raised serious concerns about player conduct and mental discipline in the league. What's fueling the panic now is the growing demand for a full, independent review of the WNBA's handling of the situation. With professionals calling for greater transparency and accountability, the league's silence has only amplified public outrage and intensified calls for answers. The WNBA has had multiple chances to respond to growing concerns from medical experts and independent analysts, yet it continues to remain silent. Instead of addressing the controversy or providing clarity, the league appears to be shielding Brittney Griner from meaningful consequences for her actions. Experts are now questioning the league's testing and oversight protocols, asking how such procedural gaps could exist within a professional organization. Who verifies medical documentation? Who ensures transparency and compliance? These questions strike at the core of competitive integrity and public trust. The mounting pressure is not only fueling public outrage, but also creating potential legal challenges for both Griner and the WNBA. If the investigation confirms that the league mishandled key medical and eligibility procedures, it could call years of results, championships, and records into question. The financial fallout alone could be enormous, with potential lawsuits from players who believe they were denied fair opportunities. Experts warn that inconsistencies in player evaluations and safety protocols can create major disparities in competition, undermining confidence in the sport's integrity. When those gaps lead to physical incidents on the court, as seen in the altercation between Griner and Clark, it raises even deeper concerns about accountability, oversight, and player protection within the WNBA. The controversy surrounding Brittney Griner's altercation with Caitlin Clark has intensified, raising urgent questions about fairness, safety, and the WNBA's handling of internal investigations. Experts argue that the league's failure to respond decisively sends a dangerous message to other players, that aggression and misconduct can go unpunished. Mental health professionals warn that the situation is taking a heavy toll on female athletes, many of whom now question their security and trust in league leadership. The ongoing silence from officials has only fueled speculation and frustration, turning what began as an isolated incident into a full-blown crisis that threatens the culture and credibility of women's basketball. When trained medical professionals start demanding answers about competitive fairness and player safety, it becomes impossible for the league to ignore those concerns. The evidence and expert opinions call for transparency, not silence. Analysts warn that how the WNBA handles this situation could set a precedent affecting all of women's sports, raising questions about oversight, discipline, and the boundaries of fair play. The controversy has also taken on a legal dimension, as many now question whether Griner's on-court assault on Clark meets the threshold for more serious disciplinary action. With the public demanding accountability, the league's credibility is on the line like never before. The legal system takes a very different view of violence when clear physical disparities are involved, and experts argue that sports organizations must take that into account when enforcing discipline. Sports medicine professionals are calling for stronger player safety standards and more rigorous medical oversight across the WNBA to ensure transparency and fairness. Many athletes believe the current system doesn't do enough to guarantee equal competition or protect players from potential risks. The growing scrutiny has also reignited debate over how the league handles criticism and public reactions, with some suggesting that defensive responses from officials reflect deeper institutional problems rather than isolated mistakes. Medical professionals are now examining Brittney Griner's long history of on-court aggression and physical dominance, questioning whether the league has done enough to address repeated incidents of excessive force. Analysts point to a troubling pattern of intimidation toward smaller players and a lack of consistent disciplinary action from officials. The growing controversy is putting pressure not only on Griner, but also on those within the WNBA who may have overlooked or excused her conduct. As scrutiny intensifies, questions are being raised about the league's culture of accountability and whether systemic failures have allowed misconduct to go unchecked. The situation is now drawing global attention, with international sports organizations watching closely to see how the WNBA responds to the mounting scandal. Medical experts insist that their concerns about the recent incident are rooted in evidence, not speculation. They point to performance data, behavioral patterns, and established safety protocols that demand further investigation. The scientific process, they argue, requires transparency, and the WNBA's reluctance to address these findings only raises more questions. Another major focus is the psychological impact on Caitlin Clark. Being physically targeted and verbally attacked on such a public stage has created emotional strain that extends beyond normal competition. While Clark has shown remarkable composure, professionals warn that prolonged exposure to an unsafe or unaccountable environment could have lasting effects on her mental health and overall well-being. Sports medicine experts warn that this case could set a powerful precedent for how leagues handle medical transparency and athlete safety in the future. The review methods being discussed could lead to stronger verification standards across all levels of competition, ensuring fair play and consistency. The controversy has also sparked financial concerns for Brittney Griner, as questions about conduct and accountability put her sponsorships and endorsements under pressure. Brands associated with the WNBA are reportedly reassessing their positions as the situation unfolds, fearing potential reputational fallout. Medical professionals stress that their calls for reform are not driven by bias, but by a commitment to fairness, integrity, and the long-term credibility of women's sports. Experts emphasize that their motivation comes from a commitment to scientific integrity and competitive fairness. Female athletes have fought for decades to secure equality and recognition, and any failure by the league to uphold clear, transparent standards threatens to undermine those hard-won gains. The growing panic surrounding Brittney Griner now extends beyond the immediate controversy. It's about her legacy and the impact this scandal could have on how her career is remembered. Analysts warn that the situation could reshape the historical narrative of women's basketball if the league continues to resist transparency. With respected professionals calling for accountability, the WNBA can no longer dismiss these questions as noise or misunderstanding.